Hello, everyone. We are officially halfway through our 9-week challenge. So we are literally just starting week 5. And I want to say that tomorrow makes the halfway point. So it's been a lot of ups and downs, as it is when we're all doing our health challenges. We have good days, we have bad days, we have stressful days, we have not so great days. But if you haven't checked in, please get checked in so that our team can get full points. I think we might be in the running to qualify as a team this time. So whenever anybody misses, that kind of messes things up. If you did not get a chance to watch the JuvaFit commit call, watch it. They're only about 15 or 20 minutes and really, really good information on food pairing and nutrition. And I learn every time I'm in one of these challenges, different things. So like last night they were saying, I think I took some pictures on my phone. They were saying that different foods paired together have different benefits so that you can digest nutrients. And what's really important is whenever you're focusing on your meal planning and everything, to make sure that you're getting the proper nutrition, because the proper nutrition is going to help you process the food more appropriately. They also talked about the second brain, which is a nervous system located in our gut. It's called the enteric nervous system, and it has a system network of nerves, neurons, and neurotransmitters that extend along the entire digestive tract, from the esophagus basically all the way out of your body, if you will. And because the enteric nervous system relies on the same type of neurons and neurotransmitters that are found in the central nervous system, some medical experts call it our second brain. And the second brain in our gut in communication with the brain in our head. So they were talking about how it plays a key role in certain diseases in our body and in our overall mental health. So I thought that was really interesting. And then they were talking about healing your gut, and we've talked about that multiple times on our call to heal your gut. We have an amazing product called Live, and it is oh, I hate when that happens. It is a whole food nutrition. And what that means is that if you eat this, that it actually is like eating fruits and vegetables. The thing that I love about this is it promotes healthy heart function. It has active enzymes that aid in the absorption of nutrients. So some people drink a little bit of the Live while they're eating food, which helps you absorb all of the nutrition and the whole foods that you're consuming. It has ancient grains that provide many health benefits to your diet, and it has probiotics and prebiotics. And I have searched high and low for products that have pre and pro. I'm sure they're out there, but I rarely see products that have a prebiotic and a probiotic. But the probiotics have 2.4 billion probiotic and digestive plant enzymes and gives you an energy boost. It has organic fruits like raspberries, blueberries, grapes, spinach, pineapple, barley, wheatgrass. It has an energy boost, and it does have some acidophilus, which is really, really good for gut health. And I am just like in awe of this. It's like a Vita Veggie in a little scoop. So they used to come in little packets, but now when you buy this, it comes all in one package like the Refuel does. And if you've not tried it, reach out to me because I think I have a few packets left that I can send to people if they want to try it. It's just an amazing product, but it's very, very good and nutritionally sound. Somebody on the commit call last night was saying that they mix it with some of the Nutra HG, which is what I do. And sometimes I'll have that around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the live and the Nutra HG, and just really help. If you have an upset stomach, it really helps as well too. So does anybody have any questions on that?
So
Okay.
you actually mix the two together and just drink them in the afternoon?
Yep, yep. And I don't do whole packets of either one because it has a lot of fruits and vegetables in it. So it will get you moving and grooving after it starts to process through. But I do a little bit of live, a little bit of Nutra HG, and then when I'm done with work, maybe I'll mix a little bit more, like around 5 o'clock or so. But I don't take it at the end of the night because I don't want to have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom. So but it's a wonderful, wonderful product. And those two combined between all the greens, it's in Nutra HG, and all of the fruits and veggies, it's in the live. It's really an amazing thing. I actually shop at an Amish farmers market here local in town, and they actually make an apple cider vinegar that has all these things in it and vinegar. So I may try to drink a little bit of apple cider vinegar with this tomorrow and just see. But apple cider vinegar is also very good to balance the craziness that gets in our gut biome, because when your gut has a lot of processed foods in it, it starts to erode and it has all sorts of issues. Questions? Welcome, Michelle. Glad to see her on the call.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. Um, so what I want to do is spend maybe 2 or 3 minutes apiece talking about what is the biggest challenge in this challenge, because we are supposed to be challenged, but my job is to help you overcome the challenges, or at least get you to think in a different way. So Cheryl, let's start with you. You were the first person on the call, and I like your top, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Oh, challenges. Where to start? No. I think still just the food. I'm just an emotional eater and I'm still struggling with that and just trying to make the right choices. And I've noticed I haven't been getting hardly any vegetables whatsoever. So I'm going to have to try the live and the Nutra HG to see if I can't get some vegetables in me. But
I'm not a big veggie fan either. And on the days where maybe I've eaten too much protein or too much fat, it is a good way to at least get some nutrition in you, because it is a nutritional supplement. So it's a great thought. So let me ask you something. So I'm an emotional eater also, by the way. I think a lot of us are. So what I did is I put a note on my refrigerator that said, "Really?" And it stopped me, and it was right there at my eye. So it was one of those things where it was like, okay, are you really hungry, or are you really just opening the refrigerator because that's your go-to? It's like a pacifier, right? Like a pacifier in a child or something. So you might, and you don't have to answer that on this call, but you might want to journal when you're doing that. Because I did that for a while and I was like, well, that's interesting. So what I noticed was that when I was stressed, I would eat. So then I started saying to myself, okay, when you're stressed, drink water, quit eating. You don't need that many calories. And so sometimes just the reframing and the awareness, it might be helpful to you.
okay. I know a lot of mine comes during the work day because that's where a biggest part of my stress is. And then
Right.
I've got people around me, I can hear them all munching on stuff, and I can hear the crunch, and I can hear this, and they're talking about, oh, I got to replenish my snacks, or here, do you want some candy? And I'm just like, y'all got to stop.
Right.
It's just really
So
crazy.
when I worked in an office, I worked with a bunch of young people that could eat anything and everything in sight and never gain any more than a pinky's worth of weight, right? So there are a lot of nutritional snacks that you can buy online and get shipped to your door. And I made sure that I had a lunchbox in front of me all day, every day. And if they were snacking and I got the urge to snack, at least I was picking more nutritional snacks than anything. So I would have my Live and my Nutra HG at my desk. I would have, I bought Bill these low carb Rice Krispie treats. I think he likes them pretty good. And I got myself some little packet of chocolate chip cookies. It's 2.5 servings, but it's still, and by the way, I eat the whole bag. I don't portion it out for 2.5 servings. I try, but usually I don't succeed. But even if I eat the whole 2.5 serving, it's still balanced as far as carbs and fiber, and there's some nutrition to it. So I like to make sure that I'm armed with that type of thing. I also buy like prosciutto roll-ups. You can buy them in the grocery store. They're kind of pricey, but you know, if you get the munchies, then you can have 1 or 2 roll-ups and a low-carb cracker or two and feel like you've had this sinful snack, but it doesn't throw you completely off track for what you're trying to accomplish. So I hope that's
Okay.
helpful.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that.
Michelle, what are you being challenged with other than stress?
I was gonna say, I think stress, like we were just slugging around furniture for the move. I think with Cheryl, the stress eating, right? Like I'm under a lot of stress right now, but it's fine. It's gonna be fine. And just trying to, even if it's a little bit of time, do some healthy meal preps and making sure I have healthy snacks available. And
What are your tips and tricks for having healthy snacks available to you?
well, I can only have healthy snacks available because if other things are there, I'm going to eat them, especially when I'm stressed at 10 o'clock at night when I get home at 9 or whatever. So for me, like Parm Crisp and almonds, I liked what Megan and Travis were talking about what goes good together, right? So like even if
Right,
I'm craving an apple, I might do it with no sugar added almond butter and do half an apple or 3 slices when I, cut it into the wedges,
right,
and let myself have that indulgence or almond
right.
crackers with almond butter. I find if I have a really high fat snack, I feel satiated, right?
Yes, it's
Uh,
satisfying. And
right.
the
So
apple has a crunch like chips do, so that's a great
yeah.
suggestion.
I mean, it can be celery. When I taught in a school full time, now I'm just kind of going here and there, maybe at the school 4 or 5 hours. I used to have like celery and crunchy things like what you were saying, Cheryl. Celery and cucumbers were my go-to. Just something to crunch on when you just are, but if that's all you have, and hard-boiled eggs and almonds and those little parm crisp, if that's what you have, that's what you're going to eat,
Right,
right?
right.
But then
The
there's always
Parmesan crisps you can get in the grocery store anywhere. And
the
they even sell like little individual bags and bigger
right,
bags. I the night before work, when I ate dinner, I planned my next day's lunch and snacks when I went to work. It went in the lunchbox, it went in the refrigerator, and then I didn't think about it. And then when I was at work and people were snacking, I'd be like, oh, okay. Instead of that donut, I'm gonna have a piece of my low carb cookies or brownies or whatever I had already pre-prepped. I didn't do anything. I just threw it in the lunchbox. So then
right.
I felt like I was being sinful with coworkers, but not going off the tracks.
Yeah, and then students, there's always a birthday party and cupcakes, and I would politely decline, or I would take it and give it to a younger student after school, or if it was my kids after school, or a coworker that's training for a marathon that can have the extra cupcake. I cannot have the cupcake because it seems like there's always at our jobs, right? A celebration, somebody's bringing treats, it's ridiculous, the amount of crap.
I'm at a point now where it doesn't even look appealing to me because I know how upset my stomach will be. You know, once you kind of clean out your
Right.
your internal organ, it's not even worth it to you. It's,
What I
you
have
know,
to say,
or maybe just like some of the time, like when they brought in donuts from this place. It was really, really good in Texas. I can't remember the name of it. But I would take a little plastic knife and I would cut the donut in fours, and they would laugh at me, but some dude would always eat the other 3/4. And I would have that one bite where I felt like I was enjoying it,
right.
but it didn't have to make me go off the rails for it. So I tell people, don't deprive yourself of stuff, but don't dive with both feet in. Just
And the nice thing about the schools here in Canada, you can't have those kind of treats in the school. Um, they can't, I mean, there's so many allergies. One, it has to meet all the allergen requirements and the sugar requirements that here I'm not having those same things, but I know when I was in the US, like just every day it was like a party. I'm like, well, there should be restrictions. on the
great,
amount of sugar we're bringing in for kids.
great,
But here
great.
they're into the nutritious, healthy snacks. Like if you do bring cupcakes for a party, it's got to be from the gluten-free bakery and this and that, and no nuts. And yeah, so a lot of parents just don't do that.
Great.
Um,
So do you guys want to see some of the snacks that I bought online?
yes, I would
Sure.
like, yeah.
Bear with me.
Yeah, I get in a bind and I eat the same 3 or 4 snacks, right? And I'm always
Mm-hmm.
looking for good snack ideas, like what people are posting online. And some of those ladies that have lost hundreds of pounds will post that they even buy their hard-boiled eggs already cooked at the store. I'm like, ooh, but they're like, no,
I've
listen,
seen that. I'm kind of leery of that.
right, me too. But they're like, no, this is what I do. It's not that I'm lazy, but I'm so busy with work. Like, I get it. Work is all
So my
con
grocery store every now and then sells this. It's called Fiesta Mix.
oh, yum.
Oh,
That looks
It
delicioso.
yeah, it
has
does.
Fiesta Mix. It has 8 grams of carbs and 2 grams of fiber. And so is 6 carbs per serving. But the cool thing is it's got garlic, it's got peanuts, and it's got the little crunchy crackers, but because it's so spicy, I can't eat a lot of it, right? So
Nice.
I get the crunch, I get the protein, I get the fat. Um, the cholesterol is not bad, but I like these. But this is made in Comanche, Texas, Durham Pecan Company on South Houston Street. So this is really quite good. They have non-spicy ones, but I find if I do the non-spicy ones, then I eat more. So it's ways to kind of trick yourself into thinking, ooh, without, really wanting a lot of it because it's spicy. It's called Fiesta Mix.
So what's a serving? Like, is it like a fourth a cup or half a cup or?
Well, that's where it gets tricky. It is a fourth of a cup, and a fourth of a cup is literally a handful. If,
Yeah,
if you put stuff in the palm of your hand, that's a fourth of a cup.
fourth of a cup.
So when I was working, I put stuff like this in little tiny snack Ziploc bags. And when I had the munchies, then I would eat my Ziploc bag of munchies. These are, my daughter turned me on to these. These are Quest. They're sold in grocery stores. I bought them on Amazon. They're hit and miss with whether there's anything available or not. So when I get the munchies, it's got protein in it, but I will take a tablespoon of peanut butter, and I love peanut butter cheese crackers, right? So I take some peanut butter and I would pack it in little bitty plastic things that you, again, you can buy on Amazon. You can buy like 500 of them for like $10 or something. And then I would take these crackers and I would take a little bit of peanut butter, and I had peanut butter crackers. This has 10 grams of carbs, 5 grams of fiber. It does have sugar in it, but it's 5 net carbs for the whole bag. And I can tell you, I can't eat the whole bag. So, because when I have the peanut butter, it fills me up. So sometimes this lasts me a couple days. These, not so much. These are delicious.
I love those. Aldi has a
Hmm.
version of high key that are not too bad also.
So High Key makes all sorts of things. They make
Really
these,
good.
they make snickerdoodles, they make
Ooh.
chocolate chips. But see how many net carb per serving?
Yeah, they're really
So
good.
even if you're eating 2.5 servings, the net carbs is still low.
Yeah, I love high
Even
key.
with the snickerdoodle. Snickerdoodles are really, really good. Again, it's not made with wonderful stuff, but it's better than it's better than fast food stuff or stuff out of a vending machine or something like that. So if you eat the whole bag, it has 20 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fiber, which is 16 net carb, but then it has 13 grams of erythritol, which is why it winds up being only 1 net carb. So the erythritol really counteracts it. So these are really good. Bill really likes these.
Oh,
They're marshmallow. He likes Rice Krispie treats. Again, 10 grams of protein,
mm,
2 net carbs. It has 16 carbs, 7 fibers, and 7 allulose, which is like erythritol.
mm.
And you know, as far as nutrition goes, it's not, none of this stuff is nutritionally something I would binge on. But, you know, the bar is like this big.
Mhm.
So it's nice. And then I also bought, I don't know if Michelle remembers these. I couldn't find them right away, but my mother used to buy these wafers with lemon in the middle of them. They were like lemon cookies. And there's
Mhm.
also a keto version of that. So if you go online and just Google keto snacks, find some things that, you know, you're not allergic to or that won't upset your stomach, and just have these handy for those moments when you're like, ooh, I gotta have something sweet now. So, and what's interesting is, you know, I'll go a day or two and I'll be like, oh, I love these, I love these, I love these, and then I'm sick of them because they're not craveable things to me, but they do help with the cravings, if that makes sense. So anyways, that's what I've been doing. Today, I decided that I didn't want to have 330 calories of basically nothingness because it's not really nutritional, although it does have eggs in it and it does have butter. But that was when I reached for the Live and just had a half a packet of the Live, and it actually filled me up and I was satisfied and felt like I had something sweet. So you just have to kind of play around with your head and, like I said, being prepared for those moments where people are trying to shove horrible things down you that you don't want. I also started taking to work the low carb tortillas. So if people bought breakfast tortillas, which I know is a big deal down there, then I would take the full carb tortilla, put it in the trash, and I wrapped it in my low carb tortilla. So I still was enjoying it, but I was immediately making a choice for myself to do it better for me. So,
They've
questions?
actually quit getting, we used to get breakfast burritos every week, sometimes a couple times a week. And now they're not doing it. Their thing now is they've gone to where they buy these there's a place, it's like a restaurant kind of thing, and everything they fix their smoothies and shakes and coffee drinks and all this, they put the Herbalife stuff in
Oh,
it, and I don't like that stuff. And so I
Yeah,
haven't
well,
bought
and
any of them.
that's going to be really high in sugar, which is going to put you on the eating roller coaster, because when your sugar spikes, you're satisfied, and then when it drops, it's like,
Yep.
I have to eat something now. And that book that I was telling you about last week, The Glucose Revolution, I have to dive more into it this weekend. They were saying that if you can flatten that glucose roller coaster, it really helps you manage how much food you're intaking into your body. Michelle, share what you've got.
sorry for the noise in the background. We have some things being moved right now. These are from Aldi. These are called protein puffs, and they are spicy. They're jalapeno cheddar, and they
Ooh.
have quite a few yummy things in them. I
Yeah,
think,
4 grams of carbs, 2 grams of sugar.
so-
You have to kind of be careful of the sugar, but yeah, that looks
well,
yummy.
listen, it says a cup of these you cannot eat because of the jalapeno flavor, right?
There
I
you
end up eating
go.
like a fourth of the cup, and then these are Aldi's
Ugh.
version of the high key.
Oh,
They're
nice.
they're not they're good, but they're not
Well,
like,
right, they're not rock
like
star, but
but
none of this stuff is.
if I need it and I don't have time to bake, right? This is just a
Right,
go-to
right,
for when
right.
feeling. But I find that if I'm doing
Almonds,
things like this I can do and still try to lose weight. But if I do things with the almond flour, a lot of it, I won't lose any weight. I'll maintain 100%. I'll maintain.
me too.
Won't
And
really drop weight.
sometimes if I have too much almond flour thing, it upsets my stomach. I don't know if it's because the almond flour is so processed, but all of these have almond flour in it. So like I'll go a day and I'll be like, oh, this is great, this is great. And then I can tell by my bowel movements that maybe I should back off a bit. So, you just pay attention, and when you're tracking everything, that's always helpful. So my challenge has been walking. I like to walk. I enjoy my walk. I hate the heat and the humidity, and we are in the thick of it. So my commitment is that I cannot deviate because I don't want to gain any of this weight back. I've worked a long time, and people are finally 40 pounds later starting to notice that I've lost weight. Thank you. And I think sometimes women just don't want to compliment women. If I can say that, I think you guys would agree. But so I've been getting up early, setting my alarm. Bill gets up at 5:30 and he leaves at 6. And when I hear him, I've been getting up immediately, taking my shower and going for a walk between 6:30 and 7:30 whenever I can kind of pull it together, and going for a walk early rather than later because there's more shade out early in the morning because the sun's lower on the horizon, so you get more shade, and doing my walk then. I'm not walking 45 minutes because it's so humid. I think I'm gonna, but if I get a 20-minute walk in, then I come in the house and I finish walking inside the house for 10 minutes. And so that makes me feel like, okay, the first thing right out of bed, I committed to myself. So that's been a good thing for me. By the way, these flutter kicks, not embracing them, but I'm doing them. And if I have to stop for 5 seconds in the middle of the minute, then that's what I do. And then because I want to make sure that I'm not going to throw my back out, because you can really throw your back out on something like that. So do the flutter kicks or do them slower. The benefit, I can feel it in my abs after doing it for 3 days already. I can feel it in my abs, so it's worth it, but I'll slow down. And I don't know if you guys are on the JuvaFit challenge page, but I think it was Ron Burgess, I think, or maybe it's Tim Gunter. He did it like this, and then all of a sudden he swings his legs side to side, and that's probably because his back was kind of bugging him. And then he did it again. So it's like, however you can get it in, just get it in. Even if you do it for 5 seconds, then the next day try for 7 seconds and just keep pushing. So, but the moves of the week are meant to build the core, the abdominal strength in your body. And that's everything for your muscle building and all of that kind of stuff, because you cannot lose weight if you're not building muscle. So that's why movement's a big deal. Today I moved a lot because work wasn't as busy until really late in the day, but I moved a lot today. And when I had a chance, I got up and I walked, even if I just walked in circles around my little house here. I got up and walked. So, questions?
Mm-mm.
Are you guys getting enough hydration? And
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually started probably drinking almost close to a gallon
that's good.
this week.
Oh, that's
That's
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
And what I noticed is that because I work upstairs in our house and it's been hot, all of a sudden I'll feel my blood pressure spike and I'm like, I'm not stressed. I don't know why it's spiking. And it's because I'm not drinking enough water. So now I have an all water drops up in my office. So because I think when you get hot and dehydrated, the electrolytes drop. And there are electrolytes in the C7 water, but squirting the all water drops builds the electrolytes back up. And I haven't had any more headaches. So again, it's just kind of playing with things and just being aware and writing it down and going, okay, what's different? And what's different is it's hot, it's gross. And unfortunately, I'm in it for a while. So my commitment to myself this week is to try to get a swim in at least one time a week, because I can do more in a pool because the water supports me. And so like my knees and everything. So last weekend I went for a jog in the pool. I could never run on pavement, but I can run in a swimming pool where my toe isn't touching down. You know, I go in 5 feet of water and, you know, pretend like I'm riding a bicycle, and that's a nice cardio. And then it's also a great way to build muscle strength that I couldn't build on hard pavement. So what is your goal this week, Michelle?
My goal is tracking every single day.
Okay, Cheryl?
That's mine too, tracking the food. Again, I kind of got off of that and I'm getting a late start on this week, but yeah.
Well, that's okay. I mean, you know, as long as you keep trying and you feel better and better about yourself. So, you know, I mean, we all hold each other accountable, but really and truly, it all starts here and with our commitment to ourselves. All right, ladies, thank you for being on the call. I appreciate both of you very, very much. And I'm putting the good vibes out there for all of us to have a great week. Next week, I know it's been a rough couple of weeks for people. So keep fighting and reach out to me if you need anything. And I'll see if I can find a few of these things on Amazon, and I'll post a link in our Facebook group if that's helpful.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Love
Thanks
that.
for coaching us. You guys have a great week.
All right, you
Thanks, y'all
too.
too.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.